Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Coffee is brewing right there, and I'm impatiently waiting. It's just Casey and myself and Lois up. Lois is eating breakfast, and Henry and hubby are still sleeping. We got up just before 8 o'clock, and we slept a lot better last night. So we did have an interesting night again, but not as crazy as Sunday night. Oh my gosh. It was just like one thing after another. We lost Wi-Fi, okay, and this was about around 8:30ish, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And it's like, okay, it happens once in a blue moon. And it wasn't our end, it was their end. And I think it was out for like an hour, maybe like somewhere like between an hour and a half, somewhere around that time range. And then it came back on, and I got my vlog all set. I edited it and put it together because you need Wi-Fi for that. And I got it all set to get ready to go up on YouTube. And then it's like I put Casey to bed, and the power goes out. It flickers on and off, and you're like, oh no. Okay, and it comes back on, and then it does it again. It flickers off, and it comes back on. And it's like, that is not funny. Stop it, But that was it. It stayed on. But then the internet was out again. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I went to bed. I was like, okay, well, internet's out. Oh my gosh. Like, seriously. I'm like, I need coffee. Like, what's going on? I need hydro and I need Wi-Fi, Like, don't take those away from me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I guess, like, our street, I saw online, half of it lost power for over an hour, but we had power, so I don't know. So yeah, we were lucky. Yeah, it was just one of those nights where it's like, no, not again. No, I've been here, done this. I don't want to do it again. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna finish. I need to wake up. I need coffee. I'm going to wait for the coffee to brew, which is what I'm trying to say, and we'll have a nice cup together. Right, kitty? Yes. She's right here. Can you say good morning? Oh, you want a treat? Okay. You want a treat? Is that what you want? Okay, here you go. Oh. Here. Now good? Oh, yeah, get it. Alright, so everybody is awake. The whole crew is awake. Casey had some toast with Papa's jam. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, my mom dropped off, because I forgot the chicken nuggets. The boys had chicken nuggets that night. We went to my mom and dad's for Father's Day, and we had the pasta dinner, which was delicious. Oh my gosh. It was your spiral noodles and your cheese and your bacon and your chicken, and it was just, oh my gosh, I have to get the recipe because it was really good. But that's something the boys they wouldn't really eat, so they had chicken nuggets and fries, and I put them in the fridge, and oops, forgot to grab them. And I forgot to grab a jam, so my mom dropped off the nuggets and a jar of my dad's jam. So Casey had peanut butter toast with Papa's jam this morning. Yeah. Oh, it's good coffee. So if you had a cup of coffee or tea, enjoy. I'm not sure if I said that. I'm not awake yet, so. Oh, I might have. Alright, so last night when the Wi-Fi did that, it was like, and then the power flickered, on and off twice. And it's like, no. Like, like, don't do this. This is not funny. Whoever's doing that is a cruel joke. That is not funny. So when the Wi-Fi went out the first time, I thought, okay, well, it's like still early enough, it was close to the boys' bedtime, but I still had time. So I decided to read more Johnny Cash. I've been reading this for probably the past few weeks. It's just taking me longer because we had online learning, but now that we are officially done with online learning and we can slam the door on online learning, lock the door, put a bolt on the door and boarded up because I do not want to see online learning ever again. We are done. No. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, we're done. Oh, please. Hello. No, it's here. Yeah. Because now that they're done, it's like, oh, the stress is just gone. It's just, yeah. Because I was like constantly thinking about their schoolwork and thinking, okay, what do they have to get done? And worrying about it, you know, and just trying to keep on top of it, which was impossible. And, yes. And then just trying to get them to, you know, do the work. That was, you know, a whole different story. You know, some days were easier than others, and I'm sure other parents had a harder time. So, yeah, I'm happy to say goodbye to online learning. That's why I'm hoping I can fit more reading time in the summer. And, yeah, so when the Wi-Fi went out, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to read about chapter and a half. And it is really good. I mean, I feel sorry for him because he found God again. He was getting close to God again. He wanted to go to church. But the only problem with that, people find out what church Johnny Cash is going to. They go to that church too, not to worship the Lord, but to try to pitch their music to him. And that's what this one guy did. He went to the church he was at. He went up to the altar and knelt down. Johnny Cash went next to him, knelt down right next to him, and started to pray for him. And the guy started to sing a song. And Johnny Cash, I don't know how he did it, but he was cool. He handled it pretty good. Didn't get mad or lose his temper, you know, but still at the same time, it's like, you know, there's a time and there's a place to do that, and doing that in God's house is not the place, not a time for that, you know. Yeah, and Johnny Cash thought that was dishonoring God, and yeah, you know, well, disrespecting God, and like, yeah, you know, it kind of is, yeah. And then Elvis Presley passed away, and let me see. I just had it. You're not helping Kitty in the way. she's right here. Alright, he passed away August 16th, 1977. He had a heart attack, died in his home, and he was only 42. 3 years, I knew he was young, but I didn't realize he was 42. 3 years younger than Cash. His bloodstream contained a cocktail of 11 drugs. 11. And then, like, 2 years later, he lost his mother-in-law. Doctors didn't think she would survive the year. I guess she had problems with her thyroid, circulation, and bladder. And she went to bed one night. She played bingo, watched a rerun of Bonanza, and then just didn't wake up. So Cash had not only lost his mother-in-law and musical colleague, but his fishing buddy and one of his most dear friends. Yeah, like it was just one thing after another for him. It was just like really sad. And that's around that time he started to pill pop again. Yeah, he went back to the drugs. Yeah, and then he fired his, I'm not sure if it was his producer or manager. He fired his manager. Yeah. There were like only two people that can kind of control Johnny Cash, and June Carter was one, and his manager was the other one, Marshall. And I think because he was trying to control like the drugs and that, you know, and they just had like, they'd known each other for so long, and then they started to have like, I guess, their differences, and yeah, it just, I don't know, just fired him. And then of course that brought on a lawsuit. Yeah.
The biggest fan is Lois.
Yeah. He was biggest fan. Yeah, so it was just one thing after another. And let me see. Okay. Toward the end of 1991, Cash faced two setbacks. Okay. While walking through the animal park, he created across the street from his lakeside home. He was attacked by an ostrich he named Waldo. Okay, the ostrich lost his mate due to the cold weather, and Cash attempted to ward him off with a long stick. Well, Waldo thought he was being attacked, so Waldo struck out with one of his feet and caught Cash on the right side of his stomach, cutting the skin open above his leather belt and breaking 2 ribs. Yeah. As he fell, Cash landed on the rock and broke 3 more ribs. He went to the hospital but kept the incident quiet, mostly to avoid embarrassment of having been floored by a big bird. It's kind of embarrassing. They're big. Whew, why would you want to mess with them? Dinosaurs. They're dinosaurs. They're pretty much dinosaurs on 2 legs. Yeah. Yeah, and let me see. Okay, this is where it was like really, really scary. This was the second incident to happen, and it was during Christmas. He was having Christmas dinner with his wife and his sister and her husband and a couple of friends. Okay, excuse me. Okay, and 3 men with stockings over their heads burst through the open doors and demanded all their money and valuables. One carried a machete, one a knife, and third a gun. They initially demanded $1 million and said if they didn't get it, they would kill one of the family members. For 4 terrifying hours, the thieves held them hostage, forcing them to lie on the floor. While the 2 men guarded the group, the third escorted them in turn around the state, demanding an inventory of the property most worth stealing. Finally, the thieves bundled them into a basement storage area and escaped in June's Land Rover with an estimate of $50,000. Okay, so they were able to free themselves from the basement and they called the police. 2 of the bad guys were caught at the airport, and then 1 suspect was caught in Jamaica, but he was killed because he was resisting arrest. But can you imagine? Like, that is just terrifying. Like, and I think his son was there too, I think. Like, yeah, the experience shook Cash, especially because the gunman had selected 11-year-old Carter as his intended murder victim. He remained extra, I cannot, this is too early for a word like that, extraordinarily calm though, and his lack of panic probably ensured their safety. Yeah, I mean, that's just, yeah, I can't believe that happened. That's just scary. Right, okay, and then one more thing happened. He was on remember, he's on pills again. He was on his European tour, and he was on the 10th stop of a 12-show tour. So he began hallucinating, right, with the combination of drugs and alcohol. So he began hallucinating. Well, back at the hotel, he was convinced that the wooden wall panels conceal a pull-down bed, and June told him not to be ridiculous, but he began punching the walls. He hit the wall with such force that he cut his hand. It became so swollen and infected that by the time he returned to Nashville 3 days later, he required surgery. So checking into Baptist Hospital for the operation, he learned that he had a much more serious condition. He was suffering from internal bleeding and needed part of his spleen, stomach, and intestines removed. Yeah, you know, and then he got put on morphine, which made him hallucinate more. But then they convinced him to go to the Betty Ford Center, and I think a doctor from the Betty Ford Center came, and they kind of did an intervention and convinced him to go to the Betty Ford Center to get clean. And that's what he did. He went to see Betty Ford, and I guess Elizabeth Taylor was there around the same time. So yeah, it's just really interesting. I find him he's just a really interesting human being. But everything that he went through, it's crazy. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. But I was just like, oh my goodness, like really, I couldn't believe that what happened at Christmas time. Yep. Alright, so I'm gonna finish my cup of coffee, and I think I'm gonna get some toast and peanut butter and Papa's jam, because that sounds really, really good. It really does. Yeah. Yeah, it does. She's just lying right here. Hi. Is that comfy?
750.
This is why it's hard to do a puzzle when you have a cat. Alright, so I am going to finish my cup of coffee and probably get some more, and yeah, we'll get this day started and see what we do today. But you know, nothing happens before coffee, right? Yeah. Coffee first. Because coffee is the magic, the potion, you know, magic potion that makes us do stuff. Yeah, so coffee first. Alright, so it's about 1 o'clock, and my sister stopped by this morning, probably like around 20-30 minutes ago. It wasn't too long ago, and she dropped off 2 big full bags of boys' clothing, and they are each stuffed. And her friend gave them to her for a donation to drop off, but she gave them to me instead, which is awesome. I really appreciate it, because, you know, I know around the size the boys are in right now, size medium, and if there's anything that's like, you know, might not fit right now, might be too big, they'll grow into it, right? So, that's going to be a job and a half. I think we'll save that for tomorrow, but I figured I'd show you guys. And yeah, because when she was leaving, she was like, yeah, you could do a haul. I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. That's what we'll do tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Okay. So here they are. They are like, they're stuffed. They're full. And yeah, we'll go through them tomorrow. We'll have fun going through them tomorrow. And we'll sort through everything. Yeah. So that's, whoop, a little dark. There we go, that's better. That'll be tomorrow's agenda. But for right now, I want to get upstairs to start painting some more. So let's do that. Alright, so today is actually the perfect day to be up here painting, because it's not hot up here. It's actually decent. So yeah, so I brought up the vacuum, because I got to give the carpet a good vacuum. And I still have to fix the hubby side of the closet organizer. I'm going to get, well actually I think I have some. I have to check super glue, because I'm just going to super glue the plastic pieces together. Everything's made out of plastic these days. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a perfect closet organizer, and it doesn't cost much. It was under 40 bucks, but plastic. Yeah. And they don't stay in a plastic piece, so super glue. Yeah, I'll make sure they stay put. Yeah. Yeah, so I still have hole in the wall to fix. Yeah, but I'm not at that point yet, because I still have this side to do, and I have that side to do, plus I have the back wall to do. But the back wall, I need to pick out a different color of paint, and I'm not going to do that yet until I'm absolutely ready to paint that wall, because otherwise that paint can will just sit there and collect dust on the top like this one has. So yeah. Gonna wait until I'm absolutely ready. Alright, so let's get painting. And of course I brought up some good motivation. M&M's, yeah. We're gonna snack on those. Yeah. Alright, and we'll say bye-bye orange. Bye-bye-bye. Nice knowing you. Don't watch it on my wall. Look, it's a lovely color, just not for me. No. No. Okay. Let's give this bedroom a fresh new look. It is the last bedroom, the last room in our house that needs to be painted. So, let's go. painting, why does it seem always more work than we think it's going to be? Because I every time it always ends up being more work than we thought it would be. And you know, I'm like thinking, okay, I'm gonna, you know, get this much done, I'm gonna do this and that, and I get it done, yeah, sure, but it does not go smoothly. You know, I make a mess here, I make a mess here, I made a mess on my shirt, I made a mess on my leg, I made a mess on the carpet. Everywhere I went, I made a mess. So, but my shirt, this is old, so that's fine. The carpet is old, that's fine. You know, but it's just like, oh my gosh, it's always more work than you think it's actually going to be. Yeah. Plus, I had to, like, tape off certain areas, like where the baseboard is, where I don't want paint, because I was getting paint where I didn't want paint, so I will have to do some touch-ups. So yeah, I had to do that. I had to get the painter's tape, which was upstairs, luckily. I didn't have to go back downstairs. So, and I taped it off, and yeah, a lot easier. I know. So I will have to do a little bit of touch up, but that's okay. And yeah, oh, and our Wi-Fi is out, so yeah, that happened. I was painting, and I was probably 10 minutes into painting, and you know, Aurelien calls up to me, oh, Wi-Fi is out. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? We dealt with this yesterday. I'm like, what's going on? And I don't think it's stormy out. Like, no, the sun's out. I have no idea. So, very frustrating. I guess I'll just sit here and watch paint dry. Nothing else to do. I can't go on the internet, so I'll just watch the paint dry. Oh my gosh. I know. Oh, yeah, so I'm not sure. Hopefully it comes back on soon. Yeah, because I was going to listen to Amazon Music. I was going to listen to some Shania Twain, some Tim McGraw, you know, and, you know, because music helps put you in the mood to paint, you know, so. I had my M&Ms, they just evaporated. It's so hot they evaporate. That helps too, but music also helps, and I kind of have music, no. Yeah. So, it feels good to get this much done, because I have been wanting to paint our room for almost, just over a year and a half, because I was going to paint this right before all the craziness started, and it got put on the back burner because we had online learning, and then, you know, lockdowns didn't help. So, yeah. So, but now I am going to finish it. I'm determined to paint it, and yeah, get it done. Yeah. And I am doing a separate video, so every time I paint, I take clips just to show the process of it and how it comes along, you know, so I am doing a separate video, and I'll put that together when I'm done, because then I'll do a part, well, the big reveal part. Yeah, so, yeah, I'll be doing that. So every time I paint, I film a little bit, yeah. Yeah, mind you, those clips are going to be old, because when I first started doing that, when I first started painting, was in April, so, but that's okay, doesn't matter. No. That's because we had online learning, and I had to put it on back burner again. Yeah. So, but the boys were preoccupied, and they did not need my help today. They are good, and they're playing, doing their own thing. So I took that, and I ran with it, and I came up here and I painted. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'll show you what it looks like. It looks a whole lot different. Yeah, a whole new world, or a whole new room. Don't you dare close your eyes. Alright, there we go. A little bit of a sneak peek. So, here's the orange. That's what it used to look like. So, yeah, there's a difference. And, yeah, it did pretty good. And, I did all that. And all that. So, not bad. Not too shabby. I think that's a pretty good start. Alright, Houston, we have Wi-Fi. When I was done cleaning up the paint and putting everything away, the Wi-Fi came on like 15 minutes later, so hopefully it stays on, knock on wood. It is supposed to rain. I was outside chopping off some flower heads and I felt some drops on the back of my neck. So it's like, okay, I'm going to do this quick and go back inside. Yeah, it is looking cloudy out there. So yeah, it's definitely going to rain. But anyways, it's time for dinner. Pasta, salad, easy peasy, my kind of meal. And garlic bread, which is really good. Yeah. And I'm going to eat dinner and read some more Johnny Cash. And I was just reading it before dinner was ready, and I had no idea that he wrote a book about the Apostle Paul, the man in white, and it's on Amazon. And I think I might get that because that would be a really interesting read. Yeah. Okay, so the publication of the Man in White coincided with news that Columbia would not renew its contract with Cash. After 31 years as a recording artist, 28 of them in Columbia, Cash was suddenly a man without a label. Columbia's Nashville head Rick Blackburn cleaned house, and Cash was one of the casualties. The reason was basic. Cash was no longer selling records in long volumes at radio stations, pursuing the coveted okay, whatever. Words are hard. 18 to 24-year-old market share. Didn't think a 44-year-old whose first hit appeared on the charts in the 50s should top their playlist. I know that's like their business and that's how they do things, but that's just awful. Like, that is cruel. They didn't care for what he was putting out, says Lou Robin. When John's contract expired, Rick Blackburn called me and told me he wasn't going to renew it. I was a little surprised. I'm sure that Rick had been given orders from higher up. Yeah. So I didn't have a label. Yep. That's because of that. So, yeah, I guess they argued back and forth. Columbia lost faith in him and they stopped promoting him. So they were to blame for their poor sales figures. Yeah. Cash hadn't made it easy for himself. He clearly lost his enthusiasm. That's a tongue twister. Enthusiasm to record and often skipped the mixing sessions. Okay, well that didn't help. Yeah. That definitely didn't help, but yeah. Yeah. They don't need much of an excuse to drop you as a recording artist, do they? No. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to, continue reading, but I'm going to eat first. And I know I still have those doorables to do. You're probably wondering, why haven't I done them yet? It's because I keep forgetting, and they're right there. Right there. So they're kind of out of my sight, and because they're not right in my sight, I forget. And when I was painting, I was like, oh yeah, I still gotta do those. I didn't do them Sunday because we were too busy, and yesterday we were I was so tired, because of the power outage and didn't go to bed at 2 a.m. I was kind of out of it, so I totally forgot. And then it's like today, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do that. So we will do that tomorrow. Yes. I'm really excited because I think I'm gonna start, just buying those, once in a while, and yeah, see, because they're fun. You gotta be a big kid. Be a big kid. It's fun to be a big kid. Yes. Yeah. Now I know why my kids get excited for blind bags. Yeah. Now I can relate because I just want every Disney character in that. So yeah. Alright, so I hope everyone had a wonderful Tuesday. I'll see you tomorrow with a cup of coffee. And yeah, we will definitely do that. And I will go through the clothes tomorrow. And see what we got. Yeah, it's alright. So take care, be blessed, be kind, and I will see you in the morning. Bye! Just a side note, quick side note. Cash signed a new deal with Polygram Records in Nashville to release his records on the Mercury label. So there we go. He got a new record label, which you knew he would. I mean, it's Johnny Cash. You'd be stupid not to sign him, right? Yeah, very stupid if you didn't sign him. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.